Humm, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. And today we got some news. Rob Manfred defends his rule change decision and blasts fans in the process. Can't be too upset about that since we blast him all the time, so it's only natural he's going to blast back. Nevertheless, let's find out what he had to say. Rob Manfred is not a fan favorite around baseball.
Duh.
MLB's commissioner has made a lot of enemies just in the last couple months alone, let alone in his time at the helm. His treatment of the Astros sign-stealing scandal started off what would end up being months of anger and frustration directed at him. And it's interesting, I didn't like Manfred long before the Astros thing, and actually I was pretty easy on him considering the reaction of a lot of fans. It's just a million other things that have me frustrated with Manfred. But anyway, not to say that he handled that perfectly at all, but I'm just saying that's just one of many things that make me dislike this guy as commissioner. Manfred sat down with Evan Drellick recently to discuss, there's a lot of typos in this article, to discuss his last 5 years running MLB. In his mind, Manfred believes that the decisions he has made in changes to the game have only improved things. Well, of course you believe that. He also believes that the fans showing hate towards him don't understand how much he cares about the game of baseball. No, we don't. I think it's a discussion of change. Their logic, I believe, is he wants to change it, therefore he doesn't love it. Not true. Not for me, anyway. In fact, a lot of the changes I was fine with. My logic is I love it. It needs to be consummate with today's society in order for people to continue to love it, and therefore I'm willing to take whatever criticism comes along in an effort to make sure the game is something Americans will continue to embrace. Manfred also believes that the rules he's adjusted have been more effective across MLB than most fans give him credit for. In fact, Manfred felt as if fans of the MLB severely overreacted to the drastic changes. Maybe we did, maybe I did. Obviously, I went on huge rants, but, at the same time, I stand by those rants. That 3-batter rule, are you kidding me? I mean, that's terrible. The runner at second base is terrible. I really do believe that. I'm not going to change my mind on those rules. There may be some other rules where I kind of lighten up on, but those are rules that just are absolutely unacceptable to me. I will never get over that. And here it is here. The tie-break rule. I'm not saying that we're going to stay with it. I'm really not. Well, thank God. We went to it as part of the COVID protocols. Bullshit. You guys wanted that before COVID. That's why it was in AAA. It was in minor league baseball, including AAA. He was dying to put that rule in, and COVID gave him a reason to. So in a way, yeah, it was part of the COVID thing, but it was not like, hey, we got to come up with something drastic to end games early. Let's just do this. No, they were already wanting to do that. That was in line. It was being experimented with in the minors. Let's not bullshit ourselves. But if you look at it, when prior to the pandemic, people talked about it, oh my God, it was like a crime. It was like you were committing a crime against humanity. Now people have seen it in action, and there's lots of people saying, you know what, this is actually okay. I don't think I ever called it a crime against humanity, but I definitely called it a crime against baseball, against Major League Baseball, to use a rule that is not even appropriate for Little League. Maybe it's okay for some local softball leagues that need to get the games in, in under an hour or whatever, but to put that at the Major League level, no, it's not a crime against humanity, but it's absolutely awful. And yes, some people have come to enjoy it because it does bring more excitement, obviously, but I've always said more excitement doesn't equal a good idea, because more excitement, we can make anything more exciting. If we want to just make it more exciting, we can put a runner at second every inning. We can load the bases every inning. We can load the bases every inning and say, every hitter starts with a 3-2 count. That shit would be exciting as hell. But would anybody think that it's a good idea? No, because that's not how the game is played. That's not to say you can't change anything or change little rules or tweak little things here and there. It's fine. But these are major changes. When you put a runner at second base who didn't earn his way there to start an inning, that is a major change. It's going to have major implications on who wins and loses a game. And it's not going to all be based on the talent level of the players, because so much luck can happen that can cause that runner to score. Luck is in baseball, but it shouldn't be that damn easy. It's not exactly a great look to discount the feelings of fans of MLB, especially as commissioner, but Manfred has made it a habit to polarize the fan base that opposes his decisions lately. That does not seem to be changing. Manfred goes on to mock the feelings of fans with other changes he has made. The catcher collision rule, that was going to be the end of humanity. Turns out it was a good thing. The change on the rule at second base, same thing. The 4-pitch intentional walk, nobody even thinks about it anymore. Maybe you didn't watch my video from, 3 weeks ago? I don't know. But if you watch my parody skit video, I talked exactly about the 4-pitch intentional walk and how stupid it was. That's what I implied. So I definitely think about it every time it happens. That's how often I think about it and more. As for the catcher collision rule, I never really had a problem with it in the first place. I mean, I never liked catchers getting destroyed. I thought that was fine. It didn't bother me that much. That was a safety rule. Didn't change the fabric of the game. So I didn't have a big problem with it at all. So it definitely wasn't the end of humanity. In fact, I didn't care. I was like, okay, good, man. We don't need to see catchers get obliterated anymore. The rule at second base, the sliding into second, was fine. Didn't mind that at all. The 4-pitch intentional walk, I thought it was just, I didn't like it because it's amateurish. It's like, dude, in the major leagues, you got to throw the 4 pitches. It's just amateurish. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but no, I didn't like it, and I still think about it. But anyway, The Athletic makes Manfred sound so arrogant with this quote, or maybe this is exactly who he is, in which case MLB needs him to go as soon as possible. Yeah, this guy doesn't give a damn about the fans. He just wants to make his mark. He wants to, change everything he can possibly change. And it's not a whole lot different than the commissioner prior with Seelig, whoever the freak, Bud Selig. So yeah, this is how they are. They want to change. Some of the changes are fine if you see a need, like the injuries that were happening. Like, we got to protect the catcher. We got to protect these players a little bit more. Not to say that we're going to completely make it, a sissy sport, but we don't need runners, blasting, taking out the catcher like it's football, and then they hurt themselves really bad. Okay, yeah, that's something that could have changed and should have changed, so I don't have a problem with that. But when you're talking about starting a runner at second base, you're talking about making a relief pitcher's face at least 3 batters and making it so that managers cannot go take out their pitcher if he's struggling. Are you kidding me? That's absolutely terrible. If a pitcher goes out there and walks 2 batters on 8 pitches, you can't take him out? You got to leave him in there? I mean, that's terrible. And the stats show it doesn't speed up the game that much. And he's got to take it to the extreme. Like anyone was saying, it's the end of humanity. I get his point. Like, people freaked out. But you know what? If fans freaked out, maybe you should think about it twice, okay? Maybe you should think twice before doing it. Maybe you should listen to what some of the fans say. Catcher collision rule, you can listen and say, you know what? Regardless, I understand what you guys are saying, but we have to protect our players, and we just can't have these collisions happen anymore. You can stick by it. And people will understand. They'll say, okay, it's a safety thing. A lot of people will understand. But when you're talking about starting a runner at second, you got really no excuse. We can't just let games go on and on. Well, end the game in a damn tie. Don't start a runner at second base. That's terrible. And as for the 3-batter rule, what are you going to say? Well, we got to get these games done quicker. Really? That makes that much of a difference? The stats show it doesn't. What it does do is handcuff the manager and makes him not able to make a pitching change when he normally should be able to make a pitching change. I hate it. And I hate most of the rules he's come up with because he's come up with way too many. He's going to continue to do it. And the longer that he's commissioner, or and then the commissioner chooses pretty much their replacement. So this is just a total dictatorship as far as the commissioner goes in Major League Baseball, and it sucks. I'm ready, Eric, for commissioner. I am ready to do it, and so all you guys got to do is let MLB know that you got somebody in mind, and let's see if I can get in there and be the new commissioner. And I'll make some rule changes too. Giants start every year 10 games up because it's only fair because we play in a big ballpark and it gets kind of chilly over there. So, we got to make some rules like that. But no, in all seriousness, though, no, I think that I would do a better job than Rob Manfred. And I think pretty much everybody watching this video would do a better job than Rob Manfred. I'm not a huge fan of the guy. But let me know what you guys think. Am I too hard on Rob? What do you guys think of his comments here? What do you think of him blasting the fans? What do you think of his rule changes? What do you think of the collision rules and all that have been in place? Do you still think of how a guy walks and goes straight to first? I think about it. I notice it. It does make the game go teeny bit faster, but is it worth it to have some kind of cheap run straight to first like it's softball, like it's local softball? I don't think so. This is Major League Baseball, but it's not really anymore, is it? You guys have a fantastic day. See ya! When the Giants come to town, it's 5